The WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak. Time now for the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you so much to our live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. I have Pam Moses from the Taylorville Food Pantry, a co-coordinator, and Brooke Dunn, Public Relations Manager for the Central Illinois Food Bank. How are you two doing today?
Great. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you.
Doing well. Thank you guys so much for coming in today, talking about important things with the food pantries and the Central Illinois Food Bank. We meet every month so we can kind of get a gauge on how things are going in both your guys' areas. So I'd love to take a moment here, start with you, Ms. Pam Moses. We're out of Hunger Action Month. We're past August and September, some of your biggest, busiest months there. How's everything been?
We continue to be busy. I mean, you were asking off air how the summer went, and the busiest summer we've ever had, whether you look at it from May to August or June through September. Either way, the 4 months exceeded over 2,000 families in those 4 months combined, over 500 every single month, over 600 in August. Just crazy big numbers.
It's pretty staggering numbers every time I hear them. When I just think about a small population like Taylorville and how many families might be coming in from different cities to utilize your services, it's really heartwarming, but also it's pretty scary to hear. We talked a little bit about like finances within families, about how that's only going to become harder for families. So, we've talked about so many cool things like fresh produce and many different things being donated. But volunteers, workers, you guys are working really hard over there. Has anything else happened recently with fresh fruit, fresh vegetables to make it any more difficult on you guys?
Well, we've just kind of finished up the garden timing. Okay. So we ended up with quite a bit of garden produce from the community garden itself, other local gardeners. So we appreciate all of that. And of course, most of that is all wrapped up at this point. So, getting fresh produce be a little bit harder. We don't have any local orchards, anything like that. So, we're back to getting things from both the Central Illinois Food Bank, Ron's Produce, things like that.
Yeah. So, Brooke, this time of year, now that, our local gardens aren't able to help out with fresh produce, they're kind of looking to Central Illinois Food Bank more, probably looking to our local grocery stores that donate it. You're going to see a little bit more of a push for fresh produce.
Yeah, absolutely. We love to see during the summer when the local gardeners are able to donate fresh produce. But, with that time ending, we are lucky to have so many community partners that we will purchase from, that we can get produce all year. So that, we are incredibly blessed to be able to have that. So it's great to be able to have these partnerships with these pantries so that they can get produce throughout the year, even without it being in the summer.
Yeah, I've never really even thought about this. Harvest season for Midwest is over now, but you guys are going to really have to outsource some fresh produce now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, grocery stores are able to do it, but you guys have your own vendors, I'm sure, that you guys go through to get that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. So that's good. At least Central Illinois Food Bank will be helping out the Taylorville Food Pantry. And is it going to be a tougher season now heading into the holiday season? Do you see numbers increase there, Ms. Moses?
Well, August, as we had said, last month was always a big time when kids go back to school, and November is usually our second biggest month. So that's only a month away, whether it's because Thanksgivings and families get together. But, the other thing are utility bills. At this point, the weather starts to cool off. At some point, the furnaces turn on, the gas bills get a little higher, and yeah, our numbers usually go up during the winter months because of utility bills.
Makes a lot of sense. Pretty easy correlation to make there. And especially with wintertime, there's so many drives going on. You love to see the Coats for Kids drives, and you love to see the different types of winter drives. But you can't forget about the food pantry. Things come easier maybe a little bit during the summertime when it comes to food pantry, even though it is super busy. People have off times. Kids are out of school for summertime, which might even make it a little bit harder, but at least you got the fresh produce coming in. But now I feel like you might be reaching dog days of winter. That might be a little tough, right? With the food pantry there. You guys do anything specific for Thanksgiving? Anything special?
Well, we have to thank our schools. They do some drives every year. I know St. Mary's School does it. The junior high does it. The high school, I think it's with the Key Club maybe, or the student council. They all do can drives for us during the fall months, October, November, December. So all of those will be coming in, which we appreciate. So we shouldn't expect it, but we have a great community and great support, so we appreciate those coming in.
Without a doubt, you can't expect it, but at this point, you almost do expect it. The community has really shown up so many times. I love the Kiwanis drive-through days right out front. We've had our last one recently. The amount of cars that stop by and they drop off, anything from canned goods to someone from a bagel store that came in and dropped off their day-old bagels. You love to see that, absolutely. So the community really showing out in full force. That's with donations. Now, we've talked about volunteers a whole lot. You've had a lot of volunteers, it sounds like, but never enough. You can never have enough volunteers.
Absolutely. I mean, we started tracking a few months ago volunteer, what we call incidences, which is not hours. It's actually more than that. So somebody who shows up to volunteer for distribution, somebody shows up to unload a truck. The ones that are getting written down, we had over 285 instances of volunteers that came through the door, and that's the ones that were actually written down. I'm sure there are people coming and going that don't write it down at the food pantry. And so, is it double that? I don't know, but it's probably significantly more than the number. But do we need more? Always. We had people go on vacations, people get sick, whatever else. With all the different pickups that we have from the Aldis and Kroger and Dollar General and Walmart and all of them, you got to have people picking up every time those 2 or 3 times a week that are bringing into the food pantry, let alone just our distribution days, unloading trucks that come in from the Central Illinois Food Bank. There are all kinds of things that happen in the what we call the off hours, and probably more hours are being put in the off hour times just to prepare for the distribution times.
I can imagine it's a strange problem to have, of course, with more donations. It's a great thing, but you're going to need a lot more volunteers to dedicate that food to certain areas. I'd love to talk about the local grocery stores that help out. We've talked about this a lot. What was that plan called that you're on with them? It's not like a
food rescue.
There it is, the food rescue plan. And you name off all of the, you got Kroger, Walmart, Aldi. You absolutely love all of those. When do those donations come in? What days are big, busy days for the food pantry?
Well, we actually have people there 6 days a week.
Wow,
so
okay.
We don't have anybody there on Sundays, or at least not on a normal basis. I'm sure there's some people that come in and volunteer, but Walmart is 2 days a week. Aldi is 3 days a week. Kroger is 3 days a week. Dollar General is 2 days a week. They vary on which days they are. We try to do some of them in coordination together with the same group going out to pick up, but pretty much between Monday and Saturday, 5 of those 6 days are drop days, and Wednesday's the only day that isn't a drop day, but there's usually somebody there doing something. So
you can expect most days, just in your mind, you could just say most days there's something going on over there. And it's crazy to hear that even on Sundays, you're not really in operations, but there's people over there. I mean, that must feel really good.
Sometimes. Yeah. I mean, our volunteers need a break now and again, and we hope they take them. But it's a lot of work, especially with the numbers that we're pushing out. I mean, when we took over in 2017, I think it was 157 families average, so we're 400 over the top of that average in the last 4 months. So it takes a lot of people and a lot of food going through that door.
I am sure, just absolutely through the back door and out through the front door into families' hands that absolutely need it. It's really, really amazing thing you guys got going over there. Volunteers always needed, and it's an easy process. You don't need to fill out any paperwork. You don't got to register online. What can you do?
Show up.
Just show up and walk in and say you're here to volunteer, because that makes it very easy over there at the Taylorville Food Pantry. We're going to take our short little break here. When we come back, we're going to talk recap Hunger Action Month with Brooke Dunn. Anything else that comes up, we're happy to be sitting down with Miss Pam Moses from the Taylorville Food Pantry today, and Brooke Dunn, Public Relations Manager with the Central Illinois Food Bank. My name's Tim Zalabak. You are listening to the WTIM Morning Show. Don't go anywhere.
Your information station, WTIM.
You know it's October when the crew at Jansen's Heating and Air starts rocking the pink shirts.
Oh, yeah. I make this look good.
This is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
So once again, Jansen's is raising money and awareness for HS St. Anthony's Women's Wellness Center, providing support to local breast cancer patients and their families.
We're happy to support this amazing organization.
I think you meant to say we're tickled pink.
Good one.
Through October, Jansen's will donate $10 for every service call
$15 every time we improve the air quality of someone's home.
and $50 for every new comfort system we install.
It all adds up.
Hey Troy, does the pink bring out the piercing color in my eyes?
Sure.
Let's show some love for our friends at HSHS St. Anthony's Women's Wellness Center.
Call Jansen's Heating and Air, home of the talented techs and the powerfully pink shirts.
Real men wear pink.
And you do too.
562-5201, jansensheating.com. Hey!
The cold winds of winter will be here before we know it. With it comes wind chills, snow, and weather-related injuries. Now's the time to check out the fun and socialization you can have at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living. Have your own private apartment and enjoy 3 home-cooked meals a day. Try them for the winter, and if you don't like it, go home. Visit Administrator Tony Clark at 824-2222. That's 824-2222. Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, encouraging independence, enriching lives.
It's the biggest weekend of the year on the Taylorville Square. It's the 38th annual Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce Chili Fest. 2 days full of music, arts, and crafts vendors and International Chili Society competition. The Chamber offers their famous Chili Fest chili by the bowl to eat on the square and by the quart in drive-thru sales both days, plus a host of food trucks. For the complete schedule, click the Chili Fest icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Listen for complete coverage on all 6 Miller Media Group stations all weekend. Brought to you by
Taylorville Community Credit Union, serving anyone living or working in Christian, Shelby, and Montgomery counties. Member NCUA. And by your Taylorville McDonald's. Check out the McDonald's Rewards loyalty program. And by Loving Arms Pregnancy Center, 500 North Walnut in Taylorville. 24/7 helpline.
Hi, this is Carrie Ostwick, financial advisor with Edward Jones, located at 601 North Webster Street in Taylorville. To find out all the services we provide, click our icon on the obituaries page of TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
I'm Kim Bourne, CEO of Taylorville Memorial Hospital, and we're hiring experienced nurses to join our great team. Learn more by clicking on our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. I have Miss Pam Moses from the Taylorville Food Pantry. She's a co-coordinator, and Brooke Dunn, a public relations manager for the Central Illinois Food Bank. My name's Tim Zalabak. Thank you all for tuning in to the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you so much to our live stream sponsors as well, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. So we're going to hop right back into it here. We're going to start with Brooke Dunn now because it was a Hunger Action Month for the month of September. Give me a little recap. How did it all go?
Yeah, it went so great. So I just wanted to thank everybody who came out, spread the word about hunger in our community, and came to our events. We had some great food distributions throughout the month with Salvation Army and Matheny Elementary, and we had the community come out, get the food that they need. We also ended Hunger Action Month with a wonderful back to school cereal drive. It was actually our second annual. And we just almost doubled the pounds that we received in cereal. And that is not including monetary donations. So we saw so many great donations. And we just wanted to thank Hickory Point Bank for being such a wonderful host and great partner for this drive. We are so excited to continue to do it throughout the year. Throughout the years. And we just want to thank everybody. You know, even though September is over, that does not mean that your advocacy and your help does not have to end. We still have so many volunteer opportunities. You are always more than welcome to come to the food bank, sign up to volunteer, donate food, donate your time, or donate money. We are always open to anything that anyone is able to help us with. But yeah, we had a great month. We love September, and it was a wonderful month.
That sounds really awesome. A lot of fun events there. The cereal drive sounds fun. This might be a dumb question. Was there milk also provided? Was milk provided?
No.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Maybe some dry cereal and drawers out there. Hopefully you got milk at home. That's fun though. And you doubled the poundage. Was that from last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So last year was our first back to school cereal drive, and we donated we received about 1,000 pounds, and this year we received nearly 2,000 pounds. And that is a lot if you consider cereal is very light. So you're only looking at about a pound for a box. So quite a lot of cereal, which is amazing. We had so many great businesses and organizations who came out and donated. I think some of our top businesses donated like 160 pounds to like 140 pounds. I mean, it was amazing. But everybody who donated, we could not be more grateful. We also had people in the community, just our neighbors, coming out and donating too. So really, it was wonderful.
I was going to say maybe a pound for a box of cereal. So when you really think about it, it's very light. That's a lot. That's a lot of cereal. And it's a lot of full tummies in the morning for anyone that really wants it. So that's really, really awesome there. A lot of community support and business support. It sounds like that's where really the big donations probably come in. And I love mentioning the monetary donations, because you always think food pantry, you might get pigeonholed into thinking, well, I just have this, case of bagels and this thing of green beans. You can drop off $10, and I'm sure food pantry see that $10 and they kind of rub their hands together, because you can make that $10 go a lot further than maybe it's just a person shopping for themselves, Miss Moses, I'd say.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, buying in quantity, versus buying in retail, using our partners like the Central Illinois Food Bank, who can do the same thing. Basically, they get some retail meat that comes in from the stores. We're able to reach out and pick that up for, cents, 19 cents a pound or something along those lines. So, that's a wonderful thing when it's available. So absolutely, the dollar goes as far as we can stretch it. I mean, in our instance, we are 100% volunteers. So, the only overhead that we do have obviously is, the utilities at the facility, that type of thing. But, no salaries. It's all going towards food. It's all going towards the program.
Right. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Since it is totally non-for-profit, all volunteer workers. You got to pay for those utilities. You got to keep the lights on over there. And we were talking over break. This is there's a couple different types of food pantries out there. You can either get like a pre-packaged version for your family, or you can shop the food pantry. The Taylorville Food Pantry is a shopping food pantry.
Right. We're what we call a choice pantry. So when the patrons come in, they get their cart, they pick out what they want on the perishable side, and when it's their time to go through the commodity side, they get to pick. So if they're picking 6 cans of vegetables, it's, what do we have to pick from today? Maybe it's corn, green beans, diced tomatoes, what mixed vegetables, peas, whatever it may be. And if you don't like the peas, leave them behind, take an extra can of corn. But yeah, with it being a choice pantry, they go through and take what they need, take what they like, and leave behind the rest for the next person. So when you're doing it in a boxed fashion, everybody gets everything, and you're most likely going to see some waste on that, because there's things in there that you don't like or you don't want.
Absolutely. That was a great point that you made, that some people might be gluten free, or some people want the low sugar version of something.
No salt. Any of those dietary restrictions.
Exactly. And I'm sure there is, with all of the canned foods donated, there's options for everyone there. So really nice system you guys have set up over there at the Taylorville Food Pantry. This done, when you do you guys get orders from the Taylorville Food Pantry, or how does that work when Central Illinois Food Bank distributes this food?
Yeah, so pantries will go in and order what we have on our system, and depending on kind of similar, when we have certain items that are kind of like hot items, they'll get bought up really fast by the pantry. So pantries will come in and purchase what they like and what they need, and then we'll be able to get them to the pantries.
What's a hot item right now?
Cereal,
big one right now. They got plenty of cereal over there at Central Illinois Food Bank. That's awesome. Guys, we're out of time, but I really appreciate you two for coming in today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That's Pam Moses, co-coordinator with the Taylorville Food Pantry, and Ms. Brooke Dunn, public relations manager for the Central Illinois Food Bank. My name has been Tim Zalabak here on the WTIM Morning Show. We would love to thank our sponsors one more time: People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. This has been the WTIM Morning Show here on the WTIM, your information station. We got 2 best of the WTIM morning shows coming up in just a little bit. We did not get those scheduled, unfortunately, but we were so happy to have Pam Moses and Brooke Dunn in our studios today. So you have been listening to the WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W.